Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sunshine Archives. It is I, Robbie, and in today's video, I just want to do a quick rundown on all of my systems, all of my stationery goodies, and how they're going. So I'm starting off with two pens I have to remove from my pen case because I wrote them dry. So this is my Superior Labor leather pen case, and these are the two pens. My Esterbrook Esty. In the journaler nib, I had Dragon's Blood, wrote that dry, love that ink, love red. And that nib, that's like my favorite nib ever. I also wrote dry my Lamy. I always forget what nib this is. It's a medium. This had Charles Dickens, my other favorite ink. That's the D Atramentis Charles Dickens. So I wrote these completely dry, and now I'm working through these. So the pens I'm currently working through, I don't know what's in these, and I can't tell you, but my Perkeo, my Preppy Perkeo, which I broke the clip on, but I love a Preppy. My Kaweco, I should put this one here. My Parker, and my Vanishing Point. So still working through these. I take this around with me everywhere I go, but these, I wrote these dry, so I have to clean these. Okay, next we have the Hobonichi Weeks. My beautiful Hobonichi Weeks from 2023 with my dinosaur and my yellow quarter that I redated. It's going really well. I think the reason it's because it only takes me like 5 minutes to do what I want and what I need to do in this week's, and so the task avoidance is just not there because it's so easy and it's so fun. And I've never felt that way about a notebook before. Things always end up becoming like tasks, homework, and then I become avoidant of it, but so far so good. It feels really manageable and really fun. So let's see. How often have I read? I have read 3 times so far in September. I lost a bunch of my numbers because these stickers suck, even though I literally glued them down with glue. Now it's just a 0. That's okay. Zeros are also a good number. This is how the month is going. I have some Yumi Kitagichi here, as you can see. This is from all the Yumi stuff that I bought, and if you want to see all the little Yumi goodies that I got from the Hobonichi launch, you can watch my previous video. Here are all my daily doodles so far. We have the Hobonichi Weeks, pumpkin spice lattes, a new TWSBI, because I got a new TWSBI pen, and I'll show you that in a minute. I went to a restaurant called Jerry's and I got a grilled cheese sandwich, but it had blue cheese in it, and I'm a cheese person. I love cheese. Cheese is like one of my favorite foods. Do I like blue cheese though? No, I don't. A little ghost and a little witch because I skipped those days, and these are like my default doodles, but they're really cute. This is an immortality potion because I watched the first half of Death Becomes Her. It's actually on the Platinum Preppy, so I was just copying the design on the pen. On this day, I spent the entire day in administrative mode. It was a special day at work where, because I'm a special education teacher, like once a month we get to just work on our legal documents. Yes, so I spent the whole day staring at a laptop. And then I got 2 water bottles. I have an off-brand Owala, and then I finally got a real Owala, and then my ice didn't melt, and I was like, oh, so the actual one is better. But I must say, even though I bought the Owala because it's trendy and like all of my students have one, and I just wanted to see what the hype was about, Yetis are pretty great. Like, I had a Yeti that I loved, and then it ended up getting mold in it because I didn't clean it properly. And now I'm like, let me try all the other water bottles. And now I'm thinking to myself, I should have just stuck with the Yeti and not go with the trends, but it's fine. It's fine. Anywho, do you have a favorite water bottle brand? Will you tell me what it is? Let me know. Okay, then I did my entire first week. Nothing happened on these weeks. It was like a really flared up time for me. This is what the stamp looks like, by the way. This little Yumi stamp. So freaking cute. So cute. And then that takes us to the following week. And this is how it's going so far. And I did a little dog drawing. His name is Two-Headed Jared. All right, so that's the week. Let's check in on the notes pages. All right, here we go. So I made 2 notes. I made one on media and one on books. The one on media was for Death Becomes Her, again, the first half. I didn't watch the second half because I have ADHD and I could not focus on the entire length of the film, but I do plan on finishing it. And the second part was me commonplacing bird by bird, because sometimes when I want to interact with my books but I don't have the mental capacity to read or digest text, it's easier for me to just transcribe. So I transcribed some quotes that I want to put into my zettelkasten and Commonplace systems later this week. Okay, so that's the Hobonichi Weeks. Then this is new. This is new to the system. The cover is old. I've had it in my collection for a while, but I never really got any use out of it. And now I'm just really happy that I finally get to use it. It's a Mina Peronin. It has these little humans on it and these weird creatures. And to me, it's very like gender, because they're all like weird looking. And I feel like I am all of these creatures. Like, this is what my gender feels like to me. Just like a weird alien blob. And on the inside is a planner I have always wanted, which is the Midori MD 1 day, 1 page. Oh my gosh, I forgot to show this in my Yumi Kitagichi haul. So if you watched that, but you didn't watch this, then you'll have missed out on it. I completely forgot. And that's on not having object permanence. Out of sight, out of mind. So I have some Yumi Kitagichi accessories here as decoration. This is an envelope, a little piece of paper, and some stickers, and my Yumi Kitagichi bookmark. And this is the 1 day, 1 page. I saw this on Erin Ware. She uses the A5, and I fell in love with it. Just the idea of having a really chunky notebook full of cream MD paper just makes me so happy. So I labeled it the Sunshine Archive. Again, some Yumi because I'm obsessed. I did have this cover in here, and it completely tore at the bottom because of the tension. So do not recommend. Definitely just put it in one side. And if you want these to fit into your Hobonichi, they only fit in 5-year covers and zip covers. They do not fit in the regular Hobonichi covers. So keep that in mind. And I've been using this for daily journaling. So even though it does come with a dated calendar in the front that I haven't been able to use, all of the daily pages are completely undated. So I was able to start it right away. I didn't have to wait for 2026. And I've just been using it for journaling. I'm trying to daily journal. Sometimes I don't, but that is the goal of this. I want to daily journal as much as possible, and I want to use the same pen and the same ink because I think it'll look really cool to have something be consistent throughout. And the idea of having an entire chunky book where I get to go like this and just see a bunch of red text just makes my heart extraordinarily happy. So I'm in an A6 size, I'm in my 1 day, 1 page, and I've been writing in it with my new TWSBI. It's a TWSBI cream in rose gold. I have Sailor 730 ink, and it is a stub nib. When I first got this, it was scratchy on the upstroke, but now it's perfect. So I think it's just because I didn't wash it before I inked it, and there must have been like something in between the tines, but it's actually fine, which, like, God bless. I knew TWSBI wouldn't let me down. I love a cream pen, some cream paper. I love cream. So that's how this has been going. It makes me really happy, and it's been really motivating to journal almost every day. So far, so good. And then the very last thing I want to touch on is a book. So I just started reading Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott, and I went ahead and put it in an A5 Hobonichi cover because I didn't have it in a cover, and I actually tore the back cover of the paperback from shoving it in my backpack. So it needed to be protected, and what better way to protect your books than in a Hobonichi cover. I have my Uni Kiratoga, my Sanrio Hello Kitty pencil here, because I use this to annotate my books with at the moment, or at least this book. And then we have Bird by Bird. So I'll show you the tear, the sad tear. I know. So now it'll be protected forever. And I have created a key once again. So pink for commonplace, green for something that's relatable or beautiful, and brown for something I want to add to the zettelkasten. So for example, I won't be able to create any cards in this video, but luckily from Movie Magic, I do have a card that I made before filming this that I can show you. And she has her acknowledgements in the beginning of the book, which I think is really fascinating because acknowledgements are usually like at the end of books. But she says, I think she says thank you to her son. And her son said to her, I love you like 20 Tyrannosauruses on 20 mountaintops. And I thought that was the sweetest, cutest love quote I have ever read. And so I'm going to commonplace it in my Commonplace box under the topic of love. And it'll be the 10th card on love that I have. So let's find love. I'll put it right in there. And although I don't have time to create some zettels in this video, I do want to flip through some of these pages to show you. So here she's talking about her father being like, if he had to work for someone else, it would have killed him. And this is what I feel like, having to work for the government, for other people in service, as opposed to like doing the things that I love for myself. It really takes a toll on me and my mental health. And it's something that I can't do forever. I can't do it forever. This one is about the excitement and like the need to see yourself in print and like what that validation does to you and why it is that we crave those things. And I thought it would be something great to zettel and write about. And a few more tabs. Here I wanted to commonplace about writing. So I love writing what other writers think of writing, like their opinions about it. So in this case, she says, that thing you had to force yourself to do, the actual act of writing, turns out to be the best part. And it's something that I'm trying to focus on and something that I also got from Chris from L&M. She says, well, I don't want to like quote her wrongly, but she says she's a lot more interested in the process than the actual thing that you are creating. And that's something that I'm trying really hard to work towards. Like the whole purpose of my Hobonichi Weeks is to log the process as opposed to creating something at the end, because really it is in the process that I want to experience the joy. And I don't want to feel so, I don't know, so stressed and task avoidant from putting the end result on a pedestal where I'm not enjoying or even partaking in the process, which is oftentimes the best part. Okay, 2 more and then I have to go. I want to commonplace days. I have a quote, not a quote, I have a category for like days of the week, months of the year. And I love pulling those out, especially like in my planner. When I used to use a Hobonichi cousin, you know that first page where it's like January, February, and it's blank? I used to put a quote about the month on that page. And so I just love collecting quotes about months and days of the week. This one specifically, it's about December being made up of Mondays. And she's like, never start a writing project on December and never start a writing project on a Monday. And I thought that was so funny. Like, yeah, December sucks. December is so dark and gloomy, and I agree, Anne Lamott. And then finally, wanting to be working on something. That is how I feel right now. Like I constantly need to have a little project going, like this YouTube channel, reading this book, updating my weeks, doing my daily journaling, making my little zettels. I constantly need to feel like I have something creative to work towards, because otherwise all I'm doing is working for someone else. Hi everyone, it's Editing Robbie here, just to say that I went on a little rant that was not serving me or you, so there is no transition between these 2 clips except what you're watching right now. So let's get to the end of the video. So that is the end of this video. That is the update on the books I'm reading, the pens I'm writing with, my Hobonichi hobby journal, and my daily journal. Where was this? Was this in here? I'm always taking blotting sheets out and then never putting them back, and then I'm in constant need of a blotting sheet. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.